me something how you can learn from others. How? What is the process to learn from others?
Um, I think so. The process is very simple. It's only about being inquisitive, asking questions, trying to understand the other side, the other person's background, the other person's business, what they do, how they have grown. Simple like the questions that you have asked me, how we started the business, how my father thought of the business. There are so many things that come out. There are businesses which are regionally dominant. So you understand the importance of regional specific businesses, how businesses in South operate differently from Central India, how businesses in North operate differently from Southern businesses, or how businesses who are into export, how their entire mindset and operation is different from domestic operational driven businesses. So it's only about asking as many questions as come into your mind. It's interacting openly, it's sharing. As much you share and ask, you get to understand. Overall acumen, the business acumen just keeps on growing.
Okay. When you were asking questions, were there any reservations from people who would respond?
Obviously, there would be if people would perceive a question in different ways. If you are into very similar industry, they might feel that, oh, he's a competitor. But I think so that goes off with time. Once you get comfortable with each other, eventually you can interact more openly, and the other person is also more open to answer.
Ayush, I have a question which is a little sidetracked from the mainstream, but still perhaps very relevant to the younger generation. How does learning or education help to develop relationship or trust?
Actually, now that you have asked me the question, it really helps. I have never thought of it that way. It just happens in naturally, but yes, it does. The way you ask question, the way you interact, knowing the sensitivity of the nature of your question, you are able to frame it in a certain way.
Very nice.
So I think so understanding the other person and then asking it the right way and at the right time is very important.
Okay.
And
Guys,
yeah.
guys, he has mentioned earlier two things. Number one is asking the right question. So obviously that is about inquisitiveness. But more importantly, Ayush has mentioned one very nice point, and that is about the sensitivity to the other person. Maybe the other person is reserved in saying something. Maybe the other person does not want to reveal the information, or maybe the other person is not aware also about that information. But if you probe too much, your relationship fabric might just tear off. But being considerate, being sensitive to the other person, it's a brilliant point. I wish that's great. It's very nice to hear that, because that just helps the younger generation that okay, they can't be too much pushy at times. I mean, if the other person is not comfortable answering it, that's fine. Maybe sometime later they will answer. But it's a brilliant point. Brilliant point. Brilliant point.